Alright. Hello everyone, and now welcome to a game between Infi versus 120. This game taking place here on Northern Isle. Alright, over here on the top left, or excuse me, right hand side of the map, we have Infi spawning as the blue human. Meanwhile, we have 120 or ER-Ling 120 spawning as the red undead. Not quite sure why the animations didn't load. This one seemed to load properly, and then it's just like, hey, I'm going to decide not to work. But this is the Altar of Darkness, and this is a human versus undead matchup as things are now getting underway. What can we expect from this particular matchup? It looks like a pretty standard opening so far. It looks as though it is going to be Archmage versus Death Knight. Nothing makes me think that there's going to be some sort of crazy play as of yet. But with all that said, well, hopefully we'll have some good action in this match. Thank you to everyone on YouTube, and thank you to everyone on Twitch who has followed, subbed, and we are going for a Blood Mage first. Alright, there you go. First of all, I gotta say this. A lot of the games that I cast have been personally selected by some fans who try to pre-screen my replays. And with that said, you will often see unorthodox strategies come across my channel. And we're going for Dreadlord. All right, so Dreadlord versus Blood Mage. Not your typical most exciting time of the day has come. How are you? I am doing fine. Thank you, Night Pyre, for tuning in, as things are now getting underway. So Dreadlord versus Blood Mage. What can we really expect to see here? And I really don't know. Flame Strike, Banish, Siphon Mana, all three of those abilities don't seem to be the best against an undead player. Now, is there going to be some sort of crazy, perhaps some sort of crazy Banish or Flame Strike ability here? And the problem with Flame Strike is that, well, the units then end up well, let's take a look. Oh, there's a quick Banish right there, making sure that the Ogre Magi is currently out of the action. This Forest Troll, or this Tuskar Trapper, excuse me, has medium armor, so it does take bonus damage. There it goes. It does get taken down. Let's take a look at that, taking out the most, well, high damaging unit in amongst the mist, as we're going to take a look at the Militia now back away. Blood Mage gets to level 2, so it is going to be Banish. Now, Banish Siphon Mana does work fairly well, as we are now looking at a Dreadlord expansion coming in from the Undead. Dreadlord expansion, very, very powerful as well. The early Ziggurat will place down Blight and turn into a Nerubian Tower, which then does become a bit of a problem. No steal by the Footman right there, as the Claws of Attack +9 has been picked up. Blood Mage shows up to the party. Are we going to perhaps see... Oh, what is that? A quick Banish right there. Siphon Mana countered by Sleep. As the battle is currently raging on. All right, let's gonna see what's gonna happen here. Just trying to siphon mana away. That Dreadlord trying to walk away, finally able to break free, as the Blood Mage able to deal so much damage, siphoning more mana away, as the Blood Mage is pretty much out of mana now. What is that follow-up play going to be here? Blood Mage, siphon mana, able to completely, well, keep on using that Banish to remove that Tuskar Trapper from the battle. What is that really hoping to be doing here, as it is now back asleep? All right, gonna go ahead and re-engage, delay this Dreadlord in getting to level 2, as the Footmen, well, are gonna be running straight into the Lion's Den, so to speak, or the Ghoul's Den, as the Ghouls now attack back. Alright, I can't make any predictions on what this particular match is going to see here. Blood Mage turning into a bit of a harassment here, a potion of invulnerability as we tech to tier 2. The Blacksmith is also coming online, which normally means Rifleman, but it doesn't seem to really line up to what we're taking a looking at right now. Blood Mage gonna go ahead and try and engage, perhaps take down some of those units. Blood Mage now looking to back up once more. You're gonna take a look, a lot of Footmen running, diving straight on into the back here. There's a sleep onto the Blood Mage once more, and all he can, well, he can hope to banish himself, and then he wasn't surrounded. Amongst all of those buildings, amongst all of that right there, he was not surrounded. That is still a surprise, and then he's, well, got himself into a tight spot still. All right, is he going to be able to finish off that Ghoul? Yes, finishes it off, banishes himself, siphons mana away from that Dreadlord. Dreadlord unable to sleep. Scroll of Town Portal at 4 hit points. able to get out of dodge in a hurry as it teleports back home. Arcane Vault nearly done. A lot of footmen will heal back up. And this is, well, still a rather strange match. I don't know what Infi's long-term strategy is. Taking a look at 120s or ER-lings, 120s, his strategy is going to be going into ghouls and then having the economic advantage carry him through. It's very rare in patch or pre-patch 1.30 to see an undead player actually be up on bases. ER-ling is going to have a big advantage right here. Oh, this could be a problem. Blood Mage now trying to, well, move on through. Going to try to get some damage across the multiple units. Let's take a look at what's going to be happening here as you're going to see the Militia now and all of these units fighting back. Blood Mage in this interesting spot right now, doing large amounts of damage, as we're going to see a quick banish to Sable Rifleman once more. Siphon mana away from the Dreadlord, shutting down the opponent hero, not allowing him to sleep. Meanwhile, this Rifleman, when is he going to re-engage and perhaps start fighting once again? That is the big question, as the units are now looking to pull back. Are we going to perhaps look at a Scroll of Regeneration right here? No, trying to get in some more damage as well. Ogre Magi joining in on the fight. Rifleman trying to join in as well. Blood Mage may try to, Potion of Lesser Invulnerability this time around. There goes a ghoul, as we may be looking at a Rifleman perhaps get it taken down. Rifleman purposely gets into harm's way, but the other Rifleman walks back only to get taken out as well. Blood Mage is in trouble. Does he have enough time to perhaps run back? We are going to be looking at a Holy Light healing a unit. So it's Blood Mage Paladin, a very interesting 1-2 combination. The Blood Mage can banish himself. Holy Light for 400. Siphon mana away from the Dreadlord. And that is a, well, very, very nasty indeed. Low hit point Rifleman, or excuse me, Footman now looking to back up here. So it is Blood Mage Paladin as the hero choices for the human. Getting the tier 2 always very important for a human player, that second hero, and more importantly, accessing that Arcane Sanctum. 39/40 supply, getting in the Ziggurat, the Graveyard, and another Necropolis just in case he needs to head back. Dreadlord over here by the Tavern, however, well, unable to hire up a Tavern hero as of yet. Now, are we going to see a Siphon? Wow, I am actually surprised. No Siphon mana from the Blood Mage onto that Ogre. That would have been a good amount of mana stolen, keep it alive, and then perhaps transfer it back to the Paladin. Resource management, and I do mean resource management in every sense of the word. Mana, hit points, gold, lumber, all of those things are incredibly important in the matchups. Blood Mage now sitting at level 3. I'm going to go ahead and siphon mana back into that Paladin. That Paladin, getting a lot of mana back pretty much in a hurry, as the Blood Mage now, well, low on mana at least for now. Paladin trying to keep all of units alive, does exactly that. Siphon mana away. You can take a look at that. Oh, there's a wand of mana stealing being used there, but all that's going to do is just siphon the mana back again. Curious use of Wand of Mana Stealing as the Blood Mage back up to 150 mana, as we're going to take a look at the Footman now engaging here. All right, Blood Mage, siphon mana away from a Forest Troll High Priest. That is going to lose all of its mana in a hurry once more. And now, well, was there another charge there? There is a banish right there. The the Paladin could Holy Light this, deal a large amount of damage here. Let's take a look. Paladin is going to try to Holy Light that Footman. No, it is not. At the hands of the creeps, it gets taken down. And like Yoda, I speak sometimes, as the Footman now heading back off to the north. All right, let's take a look at this. Dreadlord unable to do very much of anything. Ghouls trying to make their way through. However, not much is going to be happening there. Paladin going back the other way. Carrion Swarm sniping down a Footman, as we could be looking at one Footman looking to back up again. Siphon mana not in play, as the Dreadlord is already low on mana, and that is a common problem when you look at Demon Hunter and with Mana Burn and the Blood Mage with Siphon mana. You apparently there are no good targets for your primary ability, but then having your opponent not have mana is always a good problem to have. back across over here. Priest, Rifleman, Footman, 46 over 60 supply compared to 44 over 70. We are pretty much neck and neck as the engagement's now getting through once more. Let's take a look at this. Dreadlord gonna try and engage, and these colors are swapped, I believe. My apologies, as the Bloodmage now continuing to engage here. Paladin gonna stay at level 2, does have a health stone. That will be added benefit as well, as all the units are now retreating back to their respective corners. This town hall not fully saturated. That does come as a surprise here. It could be because Blood Mage actually goes for a Tome of Retraining and now may have Flame Strike. All right, that is going to be interesting. All right, let's take a look at this engagement across over here. You're going to pick off some peasants. Meanwhile, Paladin is sitting at level 2, going to perhaps try to go after some units. We should see a carry-on swarm. There it goes through. Siphon mana away as well. More damage coming across as the Paladin may try and Holy Light a couple of units here in just a moment. Siphon mana away from the Death Knight. Holy Light. Paladin sitting at level 2 needs to back up or get healed back. There's a Death Coil onto the Dreadlord as the engagement's still getting underway. That Blood Mage is purposely, well, not using that Flame Strike ability as of yet. Perhaps trying to use it as a bit of a scare tactic, but we see triple Obsidian statues, which should definitely mean destroyers here in just a moment. All right, the Obsidian statues now making their way back. Riflemen are in play, though, so that is going to be a bad spot as we see, wow, a Flame Strike amongst all of those buildings there. Flame Strike dealing massive damage. Paladin sitting at level 2. Is it going to try and stay alive? It's better, as it takes a health stone just in time. Siphon mana away once more, as it is going to go ahead and perhaps give more mana to more units. There's another Flame Strike damage over time. So much damage. Nerubian Tower as the units are now heading back. That Flame Strike switch perhaps catching his opponent off guard, as we're taking a look at the Dreadlord suffering a lot of damage as well. Are we going to see a Holy Light on it? Down to 42 hit points. We do see the Holy Light, but it doesn't get taken down. Death Knight still right there. Siphon mana perhaps in order to try and get away. There it is. Siphon mana up to 220. 220 hit points, as we could be looking at, well, a Flame Strike right there. All the Acolytes need to run, as the Acolytes purposely trying to stay away from that Ziggurat, which may get taken down. All right, supply is absolutely necessary. Priests are all right here. Siphon mana could come into play here. Blood Mage can try and siphon mana away from that Dreadlord. No Sleep online, down to 0 mana as another Flame Strike goes down. Acolytes, are they going to be able to retreat? One Acolyte down. A second Acolyte could get taken down. Yes, he is going to get taken. Wow. Okay, Blight does not heal fast enough compared to level 2 Flame Strike. Rifleman still doing a dance back and forth, and somehow the human player Infi is putting pressure with a significantly smaller army. 47 supply compared to 68. Carry-on Swarm coming back again. Blood Mage is still right here. Where are all of these units going? As we see an army of abominations coming online. Been a while. How you doing? I am doing great. Thank you for asking. Now, Necropolis is off over here. Graveyard and Ziggurat both are relatively low on hit points. More gold coming online, as we see a couple of units hanging back to just try and offer some protection. It looks as though the guard towers and some other units were picked off here. Meanwhile, we could see more split prong attacks. There is a Flame Strike now onto the Haunted Gold Mine. Priests are all here ready to go. Riflemen maybe getting some target practice onto some ghouls. Where is the Undead? Undead perhaps trying to get some additional levels, as the Lich does have Orb of Corruption. Now, Infi may be overplaying his hand right now. He is doing more harassment, but the opponent has a larger army and has some decent powered heroes with items as well. Paladin now trying to head back here. Blood Mage sitting at 4, Paladin sitting at 3, Frost Nova right there. Unit's going to try to head on back. Siphon mana, Holy Light not in time. There's a Healing Ward. Is that Healing Ward going to get taken out? Yes, it is. Flame Strike right on the turn, as any units traveling through there are going to be taking some serious damage. All right, Carry-on Swarm hitting through some more damage as well. Obsidian Statues taking damage over time as the Paladin heading back off to the north. Major retreat right there. Frost Nova across. Another Flame Strike. Siphon mana onto the Death Knight. Death Knight, Death Coil onto the Abomination, as the Priest, well, gets sniped down. Blood Mage still trying to run back off to the north here. We are looking to perhaps get some repairs onto this town hall, as 120 or ER-ling or 120, whatever you want to call them in this particular match, is finally countering with mass abominations. This is gonna come as a complete surprise to Infi. Infi was not expecting 20 supply of abominations, pretty much shutting down the flame strike ability. It's flame strikes meant for armies that go wide, not go tall, such as abominations with large amounts of hit points. Better against mass ghouls going swarm, as we now see, what is this, 7 abominations out onto the field. Griffins are not normally used in the human versus undead matchup, and that is exactly the reason why this strategy is working, as 120 is continuing to push with this massive abomination army. All right, big Frost Nova going across multiple units here. Abominations getting healed up slowly. Healing ward is right there. Perhaps the Paladin should have placed that healing ward a little bit further to the back. Mountain King, Thunderclap, Lightning Shield, Flame Strike. Is this going to be the beginning of the turnaround, as the Flame Strike, Lightning Shield dealing so much damage? Peasants now trying to head back as well, as the Blood Mage down to 101 mana. All right, Mountain King doesn't have that much mana. Maybe forced to use a Clarity Potion, trying to finish off some more units. Abominations are all low on hit points, and this is the problem. If all of a sudden the Blood Mage can swing back the other way, all of those abominations turn into experience for the human army. That hasn't happened as of yet, and as long as 120 is being extremely careful, he should be fine. 45 supply compared to 74, 78. I've never seen a smaller army chasing an army 30 supply larger, almost more than double in size when you consider the amount of supply that is, well, trapped up in food. So yeah, 45 supply, 48 supply normally means around 13 supply in terms of workers. What is that, 35 compared to an 80 supply army? Yeah, it's almost double here, as the Blood Mage now pulling back once again. Blood Mage has to be very careful. Where is it going to go? Trying to pull back. Dreadlord is right there. Are we going to see a Siphon Mana? Are we going to see a... Well, there is a Carrion Swarm. Dreadlord now in trouble. Mountain King could throw down some more claps. Are we going to see a Flame Strike? Yes, we are. That could be some massive damage. One Abomination will get taken. Whoa, no! Blight saves him as he stays alive. Beautifully done. Dreadlord able to take down that healing ward again, as the Riflemen are continuing to battle it out. Are we going to see another Flame Strike? Yes, we are. Mountain King uses a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. There finally goes an Abomination. Is that going to be the first domino to fall, as the Paladin is in trouble? Paladin gets taken down. Death Knight now at 3, following the chase, as the Blood Mage unable to finish off more units. That could have been the tipping point there, losing that level 3 Paladin. Abominations now looking to pull back here. Dreadlord here, ready to go as well. Meat Wagon coming reprieve in this game. A beautiful game across all of these players now, as well. It looks as though Infi trying to just get as much mana back into that Blood Mage. If that Blood Mage has mana, well, things just go generally well, as the Mountain King will have mana as well. And the Blood Mage, well, the Blood Mage should be siphoning mana from that Sorcerer. Not quite sure why. Perhaps it is still on cooldown. There it goes as well. Last Sorcerer will get taken out as well. Meanwhile, we're looking at pressure over here at the expansion. Well, that is no longer there. 50 supply compared to 78. And this is one of those situations where, well, the army of the Undead is so much larger by 38 supply, and that is with a Paladin getting resurrected. Now, also, in addition to that, however, it is 2 bases to 1, but it isn't twice the economy because of that upkeep. 14 gold a second compared to 10 gold a second. I guess you can say 40% more is what Infi, or excuse me, 120 is getting. No, not any longer, as we are now in low upkeep. It is now 100% more. Yeah, got to be careful about that here. And this is the problem for Infi. Infi needs to go into low upkeep to combat this army, but the instant he does so, he then becomes economically behind. Dreadlord losing a bunch of mana right there. There's a Thunderclap, there's a Flame Strike going across all of those units. Priest low on mana, and that's the problem with not having an Archmage. Paladin is back out onto the field. Staff of Sanctuary saves a Rifleman, as the units are now heading back around. Abominations are all mass melee units. 1 or 2 Meat Wagons is going to be enough to put pressure on the buildings, and that should be the end of the battle. Blood Mage now coming across here. There's a Siphon Mana. There is so much, well, trying to stay alive here. The whole entire back line in trouble. We see, well, Disease Cloud being used, but Carrion Swarm and then the leave of game. No GG. but at the same time, a very well played game. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed it. That was an amazing matchup between Infi and 120 going with Dreadlord first, allowing himself to get an expansion up off the ground and running very quickly. He took that economic advantage into the mid game. Infi wins the award for effectiveness with a smaller army, but well, your income and the size of your army does in fact matter. And with that, well, 120 with that tech switch in the mass abominations, able to come away with the victory. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope to see you guys on BattleNet.